one of the key principles and key lessons I learned late in my career as an entrepreneur and a bit the hard way is to always start a business idea. And if you haven't started your business, or if you have a business but you're launching a new offer, for instance, is to always show your work and to never ever stop to showing your work. This is something I learned the hard way because I could not explain why in some instances I was lucky, had a lot of work, and then in some other instances I didn't have enough work. And I felt inspired in some seasons in my career and uninspired in some seasons in my career. And engaging in showing your work just keeps things steady. It levels these ups and downs, those feast and famine cycles, if you will. It has many, many benefits. I learned it the hard way and late in my career because I had all sorts of excuses, all sorts of reasons not to do it. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I couldn't write well enough. I felt like, yeah, I didn't have time. I didn't see the direct value and direct benefit, business benefit of doing it. Many other reasons. I should probably build a list of all those reasons, and you would probably see where you are in that list. So that's a principle that I learned the hard way. I learned late that I want to share with you, especially if you are considering, if you're dreaming about building a business, if you're considering building a business. This is the easiest, most impactful thing that you can do for your business, because it takes time to figure this out, and the benefits happen over the long run. Once you turn and you noticed how many blog articles, how many videos, how many tweets, how many LinkedIn posts you've created, you create a body of work, and you can see really what you think and clearly recognize and make sense of what you think. The common misconception is to wait to launch something until we know clearly what we're going to think. But it's not the way it works. First, you have to be willing to put out there, to put in public your first thoughts. And your first thoughts are not the best ones. They're not the most original. They're not even original. They're not great. In the beginning, you have to let go of that and shed all of that shallow thinking, that shallow knowledge, to be able to see deeper and dig deeper and anchor your business into solid thought and expertise foundation. So showing your work, I mean by this also publication, I call it meaningful publication, is an activity that you should always consistently engage in. It takes almost no budget these days, and that's the beauty. If I think about when I started in consulting 30 years ago, it was a costly activity because it was paper-based. You would have had to mail things. There was before the internet was widely available. But today it's cheap and it's high quality. It's high quality. It's cheap. It's there. It's available. You can do it very, very easily. And the beauty also is that the algorithms and the way we share information naturally hides information when it's poor, when people don't want to engage with it because they don't find it useful, they don't find it interesting, they just don't engage with it. So naturally, there's a natural selection for good content. So the sooner you start, the better, because in the beginning, like I said, you will create mediocre content, maybe bad content. Sometimes you will have a moment of genius and you'll create something good, and then more and more we're going to be better and better and better at it. But that takes time. That takes weeks, months, years, decades for some. I was recently in France and I bought a book from one of my favorite authors. It's a small book, and I was going through the book, and then I went to the end of the book, and at the end of the book are all of the books that these authors published. And I had no idea that in the last 30 years, this author published over 30 books, so more than one book a year. And I could, because I know this author, I could trace the moment when he got famous. It was around the late 90s. And I could see how many books it took this author to start being good at his craft and being recognized for it. And I made the parallel with what I do. And I thought, I'm so thankful. I'm so glad I started showing my work and publishing in a frequent, authentic, and consistent way, because it will take me time before my ideas are even worth something, I guess, and before people start noticing them. But already I'm very happy with the following that I have. It's a small followings, small number of people that seem to enjoy what I have to say. But I know that this is a long way, this is a long route, and I want to continue to engage in doing and in showing my work, in doing it consistently, over and over. So I hope this inspires you to not wait any longer, but start doing it. So if you haven't launched your business yet, this is the first thing you need to do. It costs nothing. Typically, if you are employed, your employer won't be against it. Actually, it may in some case make them look good even. It's encouraged now that employees engage in social media activities to promote their companies, to promote their ideas. And I'm sure you can find a great middle ground, a good arrangement with your employee. If you are in a country, that's granted, you're in a country where you have freedom of speech. And so hopefully you can benefit from that privilege, I would say. And if you have that privilege, it's another reason why you should publish your idea, your thoughts, and activate and use that privilege. If you already have a business, and business is good, it is another reason why you should do it, because there are ups and downs, and engaging in sharing your ideas is a way to sustain your business. Many people, I think too many people, and maybe it's a common assumption that we should only engage in sharing our thoughts when we need it, when we need to make money. But then, in my opinion, it's too late. It's too late. The way you start impacting people, the way you build narrative power for your business, is by sharing your ideas, engaging in this authentic way to express your ideas, and be creative, right? And it starts without even having a client. And it continues even when you don't have enough clients. One of my clients is facing financial hardship at the moment and decided to shift the way he's going to generate revenue. And he's probably going to do some contract work or get employed, and which is great, because then he continues to do the work that he likes. And I'm helping him, plan for this shortened transition. And one of the advice I'm giving him is to not stop building his audience while he engages in these other activities that will enable him to create revenue to continue to live. Period. So start by showing your work. Keep showing your work. Never stop showing your work. This is one of the core principles that builds narrative power. That is one of the foundational rules of the strategic narrative methodology that I hope you get excited to follow. Let me know how this goes. And if you do start an email list, a YouTube channel, a consistent publication cadence on any social media, on Twitter, on X, now it's called X, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or many others, please share them with me. I would love to follow your work. Substack is another one. Substack or Medium. Medium is another one. There's so many options. So many options. I would like to follow your work. I would like to see what you're doing and encourage you to do so, because we belong, and I belong, to a network of ideas generators. One more thing that I didn't mention before, why I strongly believe that showing your work, and why do I say showing your work when you want to sell your knowledge and sell your expertise, is because by definition, an expert is somebody who is sought and is paid for their ideas, right? And the way you show what you're capable of, you demonstrate this ability to give valuable ideas, is to publish your ideas. That's how you create clarity. That's how you learn to organize your thoughts. That's how you learn to go deeper. That's how you learn to get confident in your ideas. That is the definition of thought leadership. So again, I wish you good luck and show your work. Thank you.